Why, hello. Hello, hi. It is me, it is I, Smultan Didiora Khadi, and these are very internets, and I am back. She is back, darlings. Hello, yalla. You guys, I've decided that I don't, okay, in some cases, I'll work through my thoughts, but sometimes I really want to work through my thoughts with you guys. I'm on TikTok. Well, I'm on TikTok lurking. I be lurking now because I'm not putting out any small town DD content on TikTok at the moment, right? Yeah, I miss it. Really, I do. Somebody wants to know the tea. Because I asked in the last video if you guys want to know. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. I just TikTok is not my favorite social media platform. Like how I'm wired, I don't do well on there. The short form of it all, the everybody gets to have an opinion. It's cute and like, when we say it, but it's like I find that sometimes I would say something, I'd say my piece on something, and it would attract people whom I don't want to deal with. So I would end up just being so unhinged on there. So when I decided that I want to show more of my face on my work account, because you humanize the account, so to speak, so people bond with me, that we love a good parasocial relationship moment. So I had to take that other stuff down because I'm so, again, unhinged. Rakhadi wasn't, listen, I went to TikTok to, I don't go to be unhinged, but I realized that I was unhinged on there. And it's not like I didn't stand by some of the stuff that I was saying. I just feel like my two worlds can't exist on that platform. Like the platform does not have the range to accommodate a person having multiple things going on at the same time and having the same face. I just feel it can't. That's so crazy. Somebody who only knows me from my small town DD content found my work account. He's like, I love his content so much. He does satire, and he found my account. He's like, are you living a double life? Like, what is going on? I'm like, oh my god, you found me. But nothing crazy has happened. There's no real tea. Just that, I had to put me first, and me is my baby, my business, my work, and that it just seemed more important. If I ever go back on there, because I didn't shut down the thing, I just took down the videos. If I ever go back on there, I will probably post more clips of like just the reality television stuff, more diary session clips and stuff. And I don't know if I will do the stitching that I will, because my takes just upset people sometimes, hey? Yeah. Anyway, I'm on TikTok, lurking as you do, and I come across this video. I'm gonna just clip a snippet of it here because it's not worth you listening to the whole thing, in my opinion. Then we're gonna come and have a chat about this because I am confusion. Yeah.
Umuntu esifazane obuka le video ngicela ungilalela bengicela uqala ibhizinisi. I'm serious. You have a degree, uyasebenza noma usebenzi, ngicela uqala ibhizinisi. Kungamane kukhulunywe ukuthi uhlulekile, ubone ibhizinisi lokuthi la fail at some point kunokuthi awenzanga lutho. Wonke umuntu esifazane ophila manje ngaqala ibhizinisi. It's all a matter of ukukhula kwengqondo. Lento ukuthi bazokuhleka abantu ngoqala ibhizinisi. Uba uhleka umuntu oqala ibhizinisi.
Now, as an entrepreneur, you guys, I've been inclined this way my whole life. I like, my best friend can attest to it because I've done girlhood with her, right? Like, I've done girl into womanhood, and we've just been on this ride. So she's one person who's like uniquely qualified to speak on how I've been inclined this way my whole life, and that is to do stuff, to make stuff, to sell stuff, I've always done that, right? I don't necessarily know if I subscribe to the notion that entrepreneurs are born because they're born, but they're also born out of circumstance, meaning they could be made. I really do believe that, right? Maybe it's like a thing that's always been there, but it wasn't encouraged, or you didn't see it around you much, and then you get out into the border world, you're like, huh, and then you take to it, that to me, it's natural. It's not like, oh, it's not real because you haven't always been this person who's inclined that way. But then that brings me to this situation that I'm seeing a lot on TikTok, which is why it's a difficult platform for me to deal with, because oh my God, it's so frustrating to deal with for me. There's a thing that's going on with South Africans on that platform, and I'm saying South Africans because that's the demographic I'm consuming a lot on that platform, where they want to be spoon-fed ways out of their circumstances. You are not going to be, nobody's coming to hold your hand through and into entrepreneurship. It's not going to happen, baby. If you are, please go through the comments in this video, because I'm gonna put the link in the description. People are like, oh, I just need ideas. Baby, you don't even have an eye to spot opportunity, honey. I don't know if this is for you. I said this to my best friend, and then she says to me, it's funny, like we did that. Like I eventually came around to where she was, and we like found each other, right? But she says to me, her and I often have this conversation, and I've had this chat with you guys as well when I was reviewing the Real Housewives of Abuja. I'm like, there's a sort of a built-in thing into the like Nigerian fabric, if you would like the society, rather, them as a people, where being an entrepreneur is the norm. It's the default. Yes, you go on, you study to be this, but being like, they really take to capitalism like no other. Like no fucking other. They just, they get it, right? They want to do that thing. And she says to me, she feels like that's what's happening to us because of our circumstances, because of everybody who, like people who haven't done well, haven't managed to dig themselves out of poverty. Because that's not a thing. It's not really a thing. Please, it's not a thing. It's not a thing. Poverty is like an engineered thing. Like it is a concept that it's very much being held in, it's not an accident, okay? So don't like think I'm saying people like stay in poverty or it's their fault or anything like that. I'm not one of those people. But for the people who haven't clawed their way out of these situations that have been engineered for them to keep the system going, and for the people who've managed to do well, so to speak, everybody seems to be in search for. So the guy who's been able to play the game and make it out and find themselves in a nice little office, that guy also wants a second stream of revenue, the one passive income, that's all we ever hear. And then the guy who's also not managed to do that is also trying to make the best of the situation. So maybe we are gradually turning into that kind of society where our entrepreneurship is born of circumstance. And there's nothing truly the matter with that. I just really have an issue with how you think other people owe you answers. I have people camping out in my comment sections over some shit they could Google. And I look at you like, what? Like with the same device. And I've said this on a voiceover on my work account, where I'm so kosher, by the way, because it's just so nice to see it over there. I love it over there. But anyway, I've said in a voiceover that you're using the same device to type to another commenter, oh, she never replies to comments. I've been waiting for this reply. That same device has the Googler on. You're not Googling the answer to this thing? You're not trying to YouTube the answer to this thing? You're choosing to stay mad at me in the comments? Let me tell you something. People get paid big bucks for consulting. You are wanting me to labor for you for free for Foko. For you to, and by Foko, I mean you're not going to do shit with that information. How do I know you're not going to do shit with it? If you really meant to get up on your ass and do something about it, you would be digging for that information high and low because you have intention to actually do something about it. So I tend to not take people like that seriously. Like I feel nothing. If I've posted a bunch of stuff and I haven't been able to interact with, because I love to reply to people, because some of the questions they're asking, a lot of the questions they're asking make sense. Some of the stuff, it's hacks that I came up with and it would make sense why you're not going to find the answer somewhere else. we're in South Africa, maybe this product isn't like available in your little space. You want to know where I got it. I want to plug you. That's regular. I want to do that. That's why I put out the content. But some of you are like bums about it. Some of you are lazy and entitled and you get mad. And that to me makes you not a good candidate for entrepreneurship. It's not going to be this thing that saves the youth like they're trying to sell us. If you don't already have it in you to go seeking for answers, it's not for you. It's not. And my best says to me, you know, Beth, it doesn't even need to be some new invention, right? You could just try to do something else you've seen somebody do if you're not the kind of person to spot opportunity. If you aren't a person to spot opportunity and exploit it or come up with brilliant ideas, because that requires a creativity and we don't all have it. Wow, I do. But we don't all have it, right? Rakhadi has been yelling at you guys the whole video. I am so sorry. I am not trying to discourage people down the path that I'm at, but I'm saying if you don't even have it in you to go seeking for answers, believe you me, you don't have what it takes to stay the course. Quit. I know, like you're desperate. Let me try this. Let me do whatever. You're not going to stay the course because every time you encounter a hurdle, you think somebody's supposed to give you the answer to that problem. Like you don't have it in you to problem solve. Sweetheart, you are not an entrepreneur, right? And there's also this thing that I'm seeing happening. I don't know if we're late to it or I consume like a wide range of content on the internet, right? The motivational speaking kind of rich dad, poor dad thing. It could be you, blah, blah, blah. That's gaining traction, right? And everybody's in the comment section. Oh, you've motivated me so much to do what? Because you're still sitting on the fucking couch. Okay, that thing is temporary. It could get you going. They're saying some nice stuff that makes you whatever. We don't all make it. Business isn't easy, especially in a country like ours when you look the way that you do and you come from the circumstances that you come from and you don't have people and community pouring resources into you to give you a leg up. You're starting from the very, 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 very bottom. Do you know how long it's going to take you to claw your way up? And if you're doing that from a position of desperation where you need the business to succeed at the soonest, you're not going to stay the course because it's not going to do that. It's not. And then when we talk about being passion-centered and stuff, it's like, oh, what a cliche. Like, I love making money, so I will love anything that makes me money. Okay, show me how I'm fucking gonna do that. Truly. But base rates that maybe this is the beginning of the beninging. This is the beginning of us seeing a society that slowly evolves into the kind of society where people are somewhat inertly like entrepreneurial because they're born into circumstances that require them to be that, as opposed to what people on the continent accuse us of being, and that is overly reliant on government promises and so-called resources. You get free housing, you get free healthcare, blah, blah, blah. You know, they make fun of us for that. And then they also come here. Okay, that's a different chat. But anyway, bye-bye. Bye, Yella. Just tell me what you think. What you guys think.